Moving right along into Twitter, now that we were like showing some of the fucking trolling tweets that he was using to roast Bill Gates, he has officially said that he was moving on from roasting Bill Gates. But he has announced that the guy. This was before or after or during the same around the same amount of time. He announced that he has secured funding to purchase Twitter. And now there are some fucking reports saying that this was not true or whatever, but he's actually in talks with the board, which we'll get over into the next segment. Which, I mean, why would the board switch gears and start talks if he didn't actually have the cash funding there in order to fucking provoke their fiduciary duty to actually sit down and make that type of determination? I don't know why that would be the case. So the fact that Twitter board is going to be talking to him, I think he actually did secure funding. But let's get into this article. This is Insider EVs. Elon Musk secures funding to purchase Twitter. Now what? Musk has filed a document with the SEC proving that he has the funding secured, though this is not yet a done deal. Uh, this week, we learned that Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has worked to round up the funding needed to follow through with his Twitter purchase. You better bet the vocal CEO didn't want to be in yet another situation where he said funding was secured when it wasn't actually secured, or at least when he couldn't prove it. We already know Musk was planning to buy Twitter. He made an offer and shared it publicly. The CEO also said in an interview that he had other plans if the purchase didn't work out. We're not sure about the details surrounding Musk's Plan B, but for now we're just focusing on the latest substantial developments. This could have been part of the Plan B, triggering a bunch of stuff to get him to sit down and whatnot. Stock collapsed, though. I think the stock actually rose 3% because of this announcement that he was going to buy Twitter and stuff. So don't quote me on that. But something has obviously changed their minds. But we'll get into that. It sounds like he has the fucking cash in hand, and he's like, let's make this deal. uh, he's a fucking, whether you hate him or like him, he's a fucking smart man. You don't run that much fucking companies, and you don't become the richest man on earth, and you don't do that while being ignorant. You have to have some type of fucking intelligence on your shoulders. Musk filled a new document with the SEC on Thursday, April 21st, 2022, to prove that he has funding secured, perhaps gathering up the money to purchase all of Twitter stock from current shareholders as Musk Plan B. Musk did share that the Twitter board hasn't yet taken him up on the earlier offer, but he talked with various banks and secured $46.5 billion as part of his effort to take over the social media company. Part of the 13D filings reads, okay, here's the actual filing. Twitter has not responded to the proposal. Given the lack of response by Twitter, the reporting person is exploring whether to commence a tender offer to acquire all of the outstanding shares of common stock together with the associated rights issued pursuant to the rights agreement, the rights, and together with the common stock, the shares that are issued and outstanding and not held by the reporting person at a price of $54.20 per share net to the seller in cash without interest and less any required withholding taxes subject to certain conditions. The potential offer, but has not determined whether or not to do the same. So now he's just like, I'll buy all remaining stock at the price that I listed at. So you want to sell me the stock? Sell me your stock. Like that this is just how winning is done. He's had this planned. I think he's going to succeed, and he's had this planned out, and it's not looking good for Twitter. We've been saying that, and it's still like he keeps fucking winning. He keeps fucking, more and more and more. He just keeps fucking just dominating, man. The SEC filing goes on to say that it includes letters of commitment from the banks that are helping with the funding. The bank letters account for $26.5 billion of the funding, and there's also a letter describing a $21 billion equity commitment. Morgan Stanley is the top financial company, and other banks such as Bank of America and Barclays are also involved. Musk will pledge Tesla shares as collateral for the last part of the deal if it goes through. Musk's earlier offer explained that he would acquire Twitter at $54.20 per share for a total of around $43 billion. Instead of responding to Musk's offer, the Twitter board adopted the poison pill, which we've already went over, which is seen as a way to try and keep Musk and others from takeover. Essentially, it will dilute Twitter's stock if someone buys over 15% of the company. I mean, but if you buy like fucking 80% of the company, you could dilute as much stock as you want, and he's still going to have more stock. Just because Musk has funding secured doesn't mean that it is a done deal. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. There will almost certainly be some negotiations going forward, and we can't speculate on what will happen regarding the Twitter board and its poison pill. And related news, reports suggest Musk has formed multiple holding companies, coined X Holding. Several outlets have reported that there are fair chances the move may be part of this work to acquire Twitter, though there is no official information that versifies those details. Musk owns X.com through it's still completely blank. He has also replied to tweets in the past about the possibility of having an umbrella company for his long list of projects. I mean, that's just smart, putting all your projects under an umbrella company, because if one goes bankrupt or whatnot, they can't touch your personal assets because it's an LLC that's in a trust. So it's good backup. But he has fucking 3 point something billion over the fucking amount of money that he offered. It seems like he's trying to make good on that deal of fucking offering $54.20 a share, which would be fucking retarded for anybody not to fucking accept it. Be absolutely fucking retarded. But, whether Twitter was talking about adopting the poison pill or whatnot, and maybe they will be absolutely retarded, but I don't think so, because they've actually agreed to sit down and make a deal with him. I don't know what kind of deal that would be. I'm sure he's not going to accept anything but total control. You're going to stop fucking banning people and shit, but we'll see how that goes. I could be wrong. He could just become majority fucking shareholder, the new CEO, and we could all still get fucked in the ass daily by censorship crap. Biased censorship bullshit. Twitter will allow fucking pedos to talk about pedo shit on Twitter, but we can't make a sarcastic remark about saying, don't tell me the president is not going to die. Might not die. Like, that's not even a fucking threat or anything like that, and Twitter fucking bans it like a fucking idiot. I don't think algorithms should be flagging shit. Like, everything that's flagged by an algorithm should be fucking looked at by a fucking board of my peers, human beings like mine does, because that's the way winning is done. That's how we protect free speech. I'm just fucking saying. Thank you for checking out this clip of my Thought of the Day podcast. You can catch this podcast every Tuesday through Friday at that'sonpoint.info by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how winning is done. New clips go out daily, and we can't do this without you, so we appreciate your support. With that being said, consider joining for $5 a month, and you get early access to the uncensored version of this, early access to our weekly That's On Point podcast, and access to exclusive content only for members. All the money that we receive is going to go funnel back into this to hire more journalists and do more things for you guys, because that's how winning is done. It really is. We got a merch store and stuff. You can help there, and if you can't help via money, you can always just leave a comment, and share this out there, because that helps us more than you can immensely know. That's the best way to help. Just leave a comment, and share. And if you're listening to us, leave a review. Leave a good review. Help us boost us in the podcast ratings and get us up there, because that's how winning is done. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.